Last week's terror attacks in Paris raising new concerns here at home. How many terrorists are hiding in plain sight, right underneath our nose? Reporter Tom Lydon, Fox 9 in Minneapolis, has been on the chase of homegrown terror for a number of years, and he joins us live. Tom, I know you were watching out in Minneapolis what's going on over in France, and you've had a terrible radicalization problem as well in the Twin Cities that is going on right now. How are they doing it?
Well, you know, it really began for us back in 2008 with al-Shabaab. We had Minnesotans leaving to go fight for this al-Qaeda-linked group in Somalia. And then it really sort of metastasized in the last year. And then they started to go to Syria and Iraq from Minnesota to fight for ISIS. You know, it's only within the last couple of months that we had some indictments. We had 3 indictments for people traveling from Minnesota to Syria. 2 of those people had already left. One's in custody. We've also had 2 people die in Syria from Minnesota. This is what we haven't had, though. We haven't had any indictments for the recruiters, for the middlemen, the people who are handing these guys, in some cases women, $4,000 in a plane ticket saying, you need to go fight for the caliphate in Syria. That's who we haven't seen indicted. We've had cryptic references to a mosque and some people on the internet and social media, but so far we haven't seen any of those middlemen indicted.
Sure. I understand there is, you know, the people of Minnesota are wary of what's going on in the world. And at one point, not too long ago, a mosque actually contacted the FBI and said, hey, you got to take a look at some of these guys. We're worried about that they've sailed off the deep end.
Yeah, this is a mosque, Al Farouk in Bloomington, a suburb here, that did exactly the right thing. They discovered someone who was radicalizing. Actually, they were notified by one of the travelers who went to Syria that, hey, you have someone here in the mosque, guy by the name of Amir Mishal, who's radicalizing young people. You need to do something about it. They called police.
Yep.
Local police department called the Joint Terrorism Task Force. We know from our research and our investigation, he has connections to most of these travelers, but he has not been indicted yet. He's a very mysterious figure who was actually held, left a terror training camp in Somalia many years ago, was held by the FBI for 3 or 4 months and then just released. Some people believe he may be a double agent. We know he's on a terror watch list, but so far, no indictment of this Amir Mishal.
Well, obviously, they're doing something right in the Twin Cities because the way they're handling extreme, Muslim extremists is going to become a pilot program across the country. Is that right? Real quickly?
Yeah. Our U.S. Attorney, Andy Luger, is doing this. He's reaching out to the local Somali community. It's going to be a model program they're going to try to duplicate in Boston, L.A. Basically, it's going after the root causes, getting these young people, 50% unemployment among men in our Somali community, getting them in touch with job programs, youth programs. Problem is, they've seen this before in 2008, but all the money went to law enforcement, didn't go to these youth programs.
All right. Tom Lydon at Fox 9 there in Minneapolis. Great work. And, Tom, thanks for getting up so early with us today.
No problem.